Coach Pat Miletich.
Yes, this is Pat.
Angel Cordero from the MMA Truth in Puerto Rico. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
You told me the other day you took a little vacation, but what have you been up to lately?
I'm doing a lot of. I'm really doing a lot of TV project work, concepts that I wrote that are in the pipeline right now. A couple are going to be presented at the Cannes Film Festival, and some other stuff. Obviously, still doing broadcast work, and then a lot of stuff with law enforcement and military groups. Getting ready to do a lot of those types of programs. That's
very interesting. How has the experience been working with military and law enforcement?
It's great. I've done it, total for about 14 years, and but now it's finally the mentality of law enforcement and military groups obviously are starting to realize that the knowledge from MMA, can be transitioned, into law enforcement and military applications when you take the core the fundamentals from martial arts, mixed martial arts. What really truly works when you're dealing with somebody who's combative, how to control them, how to get out of bad positions, how to survive, and the stuff flat out works, and so that type of stuff it's really picking up a lot now.
That maybe in the near future it's gonna be cops taking down muggers instead of MMA fighters, right?
Well, I tell you what, yeah, exactly. With Jones doing that was a good thing. But I have a lot of friends in law enforcement and the military, and a lot of those guys are very good at Muay Thai, very good at BJJ and wrestling and stuff. So law enforcement, like I say, it's the pendulum has swung finally to the common sense side, and the younger guard is coming in and saying, in the end, defensive tactics and combative is about saving the good guy's life. And in the end, if you got a guy that can handle himself, he can get a situation under control before it escalates into a deadly force situation with the use of weapons and stuff.
Yeah, you were talking earlier, and we've spoke about this a couple of times about your TV project. Is there anything that you can share with us yet?
No, not yet. That's all. Unfortunately, I have to keep that all confidential with the different concepts and stuff of the TV shows and everything. But trust me, they're going to be a lot of fun. They're anything can happen in the TV world. It's never a sure thing until you see it on the air. But things are looking very good for a couple of my projects.
Cool. Well, we're going to be looking forward to that. You were with Ariel Helwani last week on the MMA Hour, and I was trying desperately to get across the phone lines to surprise you, but obviously I couldn't. But it was funny to me because right at that moment he asked you exactly the same question I wanted to ask you. So before I pose the question, I want you to listen to the story. We are working on a series of articles about the figures and the personalities that pushed MMA into what it is today in the world, and for me, you got to be on the top 10 list as a coach, as a fighter, and I'm talking among the couple of friends that were discussing the topic with me. Somebody asked if fighting was something that you missed. Do you miss the fight?
Oh, well, you know what I miss the most? I mean, I love competition. I love the adrenaline of it all. But mostly I miss the camaraderie of a lot of guys, training together, going to fights together, having a lot of fun, and just the intensity of it all. But, every life has its seasons, and I enjoy what I'm doing now, with all the work that I'm doing. It's just intensity in a different way, But no, like I said, it's something that I did to the best of my ability, and I loved it. I loved fighting, and I loved coaching, and I still help out the guys now and then. But you know, I'm focused on other things now, and making sure that I take care of my family.
Okay, so there's not a chance we can see you again in the cage.
You know what? Anything's possible. I'm still in pretty good shape. I just rolled yesterday morning a little bit with some of the guys, and still, you know, I feel good. But it's going to have to be a big name, and it's going to have to be a decent amount of money for me to you know, take two months out of my life and focus on training again. You know what I mean? It's just that's just where I'm at, you know, currently in my life. Because when you take the time to train and focus on those sorts of things, there's not a whole lot of time for other things, and so the rest of your life kind of comes to a standstill. So it's got to be something that's worth the sacrifice, you know.
Well, if the money was really good and you could pick who to fight, who would you pick?
Oh, I mean, there's plenty of guys out there. I mean, Hoyt and Renzo Gracie. I'd love to fight Renzo again. I'd love to fight Hoyt. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that have big names. You know, we tried to put together the Frank Shamrock fight, but he retired due to his back. You know, his back was giving him too much trouble. So, you know, got names like that make sense and have a lot of fun, make some money, and you know, fights that folks want to see still.
Of course. Now that you mention, however time you have or don't have, being so busy, how do you reconcile such a busy schedule with time with the family?
Well, that's the nice thing about my job. I mean, when I have to travel, I'm gone for 3 days at a time, whatever. But most of the time, I'm able to spend most of the week with my kids. You know, when I was coaching and fighting, I was gone every week for 4 or 5 days. You know, and I never saw my family. I was never able to eat dinner with my family. You know, even when I was in town, I was down at the gym at night training people. So, you know, I never was able to eat dinner with my kids and my wife and stuff like that. So now it's I'm gone, you know, leave Thursday, get back Saturday or Sunday type thing, and couple, 2-3 times a month. Rest of the time I'm able to, you know, have breakfast with my kids and take them to school. Get my work done in my office at home, get my workouts in at the gym, and then, you know, take my kids to swimming at night, have dinner with them, all that good stuff. So, you know, it's good. I enjoy it now.
Maybe in time, now that you have, you know, a little bit more time for them, you can bring them over for vacations in Puerto Rico sometime.
Right, exactly.
Now, you know, you're doing your TV projects, you're doing the Strike Force and now the M1 Global Transmissions and U.S. events, and you're doing all these trainings and seminars. Looking back on your MMA career, are you satisfied, or is there still something left to do for you?
You know, there's always, you know, new goals in life. I mean, looking back, I don't know if there was a whole lot more I could have accomplished, given, I guess, my abilities and desire that I was given, I guess. You know, I guess I held the title for 3.5 years and coached a lot of guys, put a lot of guys on TV, like 85 or 90 guys on TV, and had a lot of world champions and stuff. So, I mean, I think I'm content with what I've done. I'm happy. And, you know, there's always a new generation of fighters coming up to be trained. You know, it's a never-ending, kind of a revolving door type situation when you're a coach. And there's always the next group of kids, the next prospect, but that, you know, after a while you just have to say, you know, let the young guys take over, you know, and got some very good coaches down at my facility who are doing a great job, and you know, they're finding their own. You know, they ask me for advice, and I give it to them on things maybe they should be doing to help the other guys and stuff like that. So, you know, it's I've just kind of taken my hands off the wheel on the coaching thing and let other guys kind of find their own way, you know, and let them take over.
Sounds amazing, man. Pat, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and I hope you can come down to Puerto Rico sometime and to not only to do seminars and stuff, but also so you can meet my country and my people. Anything you want to say to the people from Puerto Rico and the MMA Truth?
Well, I would certainly love to come down there, and we have other business to take care of down there. So hopefully we can make that happen.
Well, Pat, thank you very much for being such a great inspiration for all of us, and not only that, a very good friend also.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Take care.